welcome to REZOcast, episode 96. This is Lego, and I've got with me Hove, Mana, Wilson, returning Triton, and our special guest this week from Resolute. We've got Mesa Sean. Thank you so much for joining us, man. And how's your week been, dude?
It's great, guys. Thanks for having me on. It's awesome to it's an honor to be on with you guys. It's been a very, very long time. Very busy week with Solstice of Heroes, and then right before we're recording this, I've been glued to Blops Cuatro. The beta just hit, and I'm having fun with my little pit bull. You have a pit bull specialist that you get to call in, so having a good week so far. Really hot in New York City, trying to keep the air conditioner on all times, and yeah.
Dude, I love that before the podcast you were saying how that pit bull like goes after campers in the corner.
Oh,
dude,
totally, man. Yeah,
that is awesome.
You just follow him, and he barks, and I'm sitting there going, "Get him, boy! Get him! Get him, boy!" And he goes running up to this rooftop where a guy was camping up there, kills him, and then he just comes back running down. And then at the end of the clip, this guy kills my dog, and then you hear the dog go, "Arr!" And I'm like, he just killed my dog. And then I waste him, and then his friend comes around the corner.
Dude, that's got to make you so vengeful if your dog dies and you're like, I'm going to hunt that guy down. He's dead.
He's dead. I'm going to
Which Call of Duty did they come up with the dogs effort? Was it World at War, where you just had a group of dogs that just hunted people down?
Well, I know Black Ops 1 and 2 had like the canine kill streak. Where
Oh, maybe that was it then. Maybe that was it.
But I could have sworn in World at War might have had them, I think. I don't know.
I honestly can't remember, but dude, that kill streak was terrifying. You hear them barking before they get there, and you're just like, what do I do?
Yep. You would hear the mercenary go, "Canine unit in your AO," and you just like, all right, I need to go start hiding somewhere. A bunch of German shepherds coming to kill me.
When are we gonna get space lions in Destiny? Is what I want to know. Like,
I know, right?
Right. Where is that, man?
Or get some kill streaks or something.
Yes.
A bunch of war
Space
beasts
lions,
come in.
Oh, war beasts.
Yeah, you tame the war beasts.
War beasts.
Man.
That'd be pretty sweet.
Well,
That
we
would be sick.
can be assured that Lego is going to go play Black Ops 4 now because he'd get killed by dogs all the time because we know that he just crouches and camps in corners, right?
Whatever it takes to stay off radar, man.
No fusion rifles.
Play to win. No fusion rifles. Yeah, I'm not gonna transfer over. Well, Hove, how's your week been? I heard you've been doing a little God of War campaign again.
I talked about it. I really liked it when it first came out, and I just kind of didn't finish it. So I was like, I need to finish this before Forsaken comes out. So I was like, I'll just sit down and like finish it on my day off. I played for like 13 hours, and then like another like 6 yesterday, and then like 2 before the podcast today, and I'm maybe getting close, but it's probably my favorite game of all time. That game is ridiculously fun. It's
of all time.
It's because it's very like Naughty Dog-esque, like Last of Us, movie themed, or not movie themed, like very story driven, cinematic, and I'm a big fan of mythology in general, so it's really cool like to throw that in there. And there's just so much shit to do. Like you're constantly like, oh, I need to go this way, but there's something down there, and then you go, and that leads to like 3 more quests, but they all tie together. Like it's so well done. So that's been most of my week. I've played the first 2 missions of Solstice of Heroes, and that was it because then I went to play God of War. But I wanted to be able to grind that out once I'm done with God of War. So I'm getting to that.
It's understanding. We have a month.
And then today I hadn't even told you guys yet, but a couple times I told you I was trying to get a different position at work that would be all Monday through Friday
You
daylight, so that I can like stream and play games on the weekends. Accepted that position today, so I'll actually be able to start streaming.
Congrats, man.
Congratulations, man.
Thank you. So for all 3 people who asked me at GuardianCon when I was going to start streaming again, it might actually happen.
Awesome, man.
Very nice.
That's all I got. God of War and sort of promotion. That's about all I do now.
Congrats, dude.
Thanks,
Yeah,
homies.
congrats, man.
Yeah.
Big plays, dude. Big play.
Mana, how's your week been, dude?
It's been pretty crazy. My one buddy hit me up a little bit ago. He's just like, hey, I'm kind of taking a random vacation. Do you mind if I just come up and chill? Pretty much. I'm just like, all right, this was on Sunday. He's like, I'll be up on Sunday. And then he's like, I've never been to, since it's my vacation, it's only a few day vacation. I've never been to Niagara Falls. You want to come with me? So I'm not alone. I'm just like,
what?
I guess, it's like, sure. Okay. And he's like, yeah, I'll pay for it and everything. So
Dang.
Yeah, I just free trip to Niagara Falls, and it was the first time I ever did any of those like bus tour guide stuff. Like normally when I go to somewhere, I usually do it all myself. And the guy kind of talked us into it. He's like, instead of rushing around like a world champion speed walker, how about jump on a speed bus and
Oh man. Actually, this is probably a good time, real quick, for anyone who listens. When we usually play word insertion, and we ding the word and let you know, we're doing it a little different this time. We're gonna try to not make it obvious what the words are. And if anybody can guess all of the words in either a review once this episode is up or on a YouTube comment, if you get all, what is it, 6 times 3, 18 words or phrases, that's a lot, you win a GameStop pre-order K6 little thing from Wilson.
Nice.
Yeah.
So we might have just given one away because I forgot we started laughing, but there's one.
I couldn't contain it.
You get one free one.
Everyone gets one.
So all right, that was it. That was the one free one.
Yeah.
Okay. So back to my story. Instead of taking all day to walk around, we jumped on the tour guide, and yeah, that was, I don't know. I haven't gone there since I was, I don't know, in single digit age.
Yeah.
So like it was pretty fun. Got soaked, got drenched. The Maid of the Mist. There's the Cave of the Winds. I thought I broke my phone because it stopped working for a while. It's supposed to be waterproof, so I tested it, and then it started. I don't know. But
wait, you tested whether your phone was waterproof or not on vacation? Is that what you just said?
No, I tested it. I took it in the shower.
I
could have tested it last year, Guardian Con, going into Tampa Bay.
Oh, I thought you meant you tested it like on the falls.
That's what I thought too.
No.
Like most people would be like, oh, let me put this in a cup of water and see if it's waterproof. Man, it was like, fuck that. We're going to Niagara Falls.
Waterfall or nothing, dude. Other than that, my one buddy came up last night because he's going to move in, so he has to get a job. He went to the today. He stayed last night, so today he can go to a job interview. So we were playing. I introduced him to Fortnite actually last night.
Oh no!
And yeah, it's rough because like where he lives right now, he
terrible friend.
He hadn't had internet for 8 months, I think he said.
Dang.
So this is his first time coming back. Yeah,
is he alive?
That's what I'm saying, because we had how many people we had at the party? We had like Bones and Wolves, we had Ice Prime, all those guys, and when he said 8 months, everyone was like, "Oh, like gross."
Did he have a baby?
So
almost 9 months. Never mind.
I don't think so. No, he has to put up with chronic masturbation, actually. So no babies for him.
Wow. Wilson, how's your week been?
It's
man, who has a weather advisory?
Yeah, my phone is a tornado warning.
Oh, geez.
Watch out.
Well, I wanted to blame somebody else.
There's a tornado coming to New York City. It says tornado warning in this area. Until 10:45 p.m.
Wow.
Take shelter now. Okay. That's it.
Well, Mesa may be suddenly leaving the podcast at some point.
I don't know. It was nice. It was just really humid today in New York City, but not raining or anything.
That is crazy.
That is weird.
We'll see.
Wild, man. I hope it's all good. Hopefully,
Maybe it's another CG Godzilla or something. I don't know.
It could be.
man.
Maybe.
Hopefully it's better than the last.
Sharknado.
Sharknado, yes.
My week's been good. It's been, some boring stuff like work and all that. Lots of Pokemon Go, which Hove doesn't really give a shit about. So we're gonna go ahead and.
I love Pokemon Go.
Actually, he was really excited that right before the podcast I caught a Charmander and named it after him. He was super excited.
That's
like
don't
the
get
best
excited. I told you I
Pokemon you
wasn't
could get
even-
named after.
yeah.
I told you don't get excited. I'm not even gonna evolve it. I'm just gonna leave it.
What's the worst Pokemon in your opinion?
I think Weedle's pretty bad.
All right,
Ditto.
name your Weedle Triton.
Name your Weedle
Nope.
Triton.
Nope.
Dang.
Damn. But no, other than that, the Solstice of Heroes, the summer event, is really cool. It feels good to be back in Destiny. I am just chomping at the bits for Forsaken to drop. And this has been a nice little fix. Like, I feel like when there's a new DLC that I'm really excited for that's coming out soon, I feel like I have an ailment that like I have something wrong with me and the cure doesn't come out for like another month.
Oh,
or
it's
two,
not.
You know what
It's not more cowbell.
that too.
No. All right.
That too. No, 100%. I'm gonna give you that one.
All right.
But yeah, man, it's been cool. It's fun doing some stuff. It's fun seeing everybody back online. It's fun teaming up, and I mean, I'm sure we'll get into it. But it's pretty much just been work, Pokemon, and Summer Solstice. So
And Orb Generation.
oh yeah,
God.
right.
Right?
Generation. My God. Them
Farming the
orbs, though.
Nightfall Pyramidion front
Yeah.
door. Sitting there for hours.
Yes.
Well, we have one more person whose voice you have not heard in a long time because this is Triton's
know, and
return.
If ever.
Yeah.
If ever.
If ever. If it's possible.
Well, I'm super excited that Triton's back here for the first time in a few months. Our long lost co-host, been busy with work. Triton, I'm particularly excited for your opinion coming up on things because you kind of backed out right when, I guess, Warmind, before Warmind came out even. And so to have your opinion is kind of like all those people who left Destiny previously. And even though you didn't leave for those reasons, you left because of work stuff, weren't able to play. But to have your opinion jumping back in where you're able to see things from like, okay, this is what it's like for a player who's jumping back in during this time, during the Solstice of Heroes, which a lot of people are. I'm actually surprised how into it people are right now. So
My friends list is bumping.
yeah, but other than that, Triton, how the heck are you, man?
Oh, I'm doing really well. I did stop right before. I was on the last episode before the Warmind, so I think that was whatever
Okay.
episode number that was. I think that was the last episode I made. But yeah, it was important for me. In the summers, doing stuff with the NBA and doing scouting. There's a lot of things going on, but more importantly for me, to take the time to just be able to kind of coach and be there for all three of my kids as they do their summer sports was, really important to me. I think they're all at an age where they're just kind of at that point where they can understand a little bit deeper of conversation, but they still haven't kind of shut me out as dad. So to be able to speak into their lives and kind of this window is important for me. So, thank you guys to give me the time off. And, obviously Wilson came on to be another host and is definitely, been a great addition for us. So I've really enjoyed that time. And yeah, getting back into Destiny, it was kind of, I always knew I was coming back, but it helped because I think yesterday, Lego, you played with one of my coworkers. So it just turns out that he wanted to, he had a PS4 and I was just like, oh, play Destiny. And he was a big Fortnite guy. And then I guess he picked it up. Amazon has a deal right now for Destiny 2. It's like $5 or like $5.99.
What?
And then he was able to get Destiny 2 plus the DLC for I think like $20. So he was playing it, and it was actually we had to go down. We had to do like our annual health wellness screening. So we went down to do like all that. So you had to do like your cholesterol, triglycerides, make sure you weren't having like a methemoglobinemia. So all those things that you don't want to have when you have the blood work done. And we were just talking about Destiny 2 and why you should play. So as we were talking about that, he was like, yeah, I'll jump on the night, and we've been grinding Heroes of Solstice and playing all kinds of stuff. So
Heroes
it's been
of
pretty
Solstice.
cool getting.
Tell
pretty
you
cool
haven't
getting-
been here.
Oh man.
Wait, still get some Heroes. Sorry.
I do just want to say, Triton, you don't have to thank us for the time off. If anything, we'd like to thank you for not being here for a few months. So
Wow. Here we go.
Wow.
I didn't miss
No,
hope.
the
relationship.
Anything. Gosh,
No
dang it.
love
It's
lost on the
right
left
back
path,
where it was.
man. Good Lord.
I
just
have
wanna
to say,
I was enjoying my time being the Alpha Asian. Okay, but
you
I
can
miss
you can still
I
be.
did
I
miss
went
you.
last
I
in
was
these
gonna
introductions. I went last. I'm gonna be last at the end now. I'm gonna send Lego some hate texts like at 3 a.m. to wake him up.
I was gonna mention
I'm
that
here for you.
Mana gets proclaimed as the Alpha Asian, and then next episode Triton comes back.
it is weird.
No,
It
he's
is
been the
ironic
Alpha
timing.
Asian for a while.
Has it?
All right,
Okay.
all right. That's enough of that. We have a guest here this week. Lego.
We do. Yes.
It's
and
true.
we're so happy to have you here, Mesa Sean. Like, seriously, thank you for coming on. We just want to get to know you a little bit, taking this time to get to know like your relationship with Resolute even. And if anybody by chance, which I don't know how, hasn't heard of you, can you just tell me a little bit about what your place in the Destiny community looks like, where people can find you or what they can find you doing?
Sure. Well, first off, thanks for having me on, guys.
Absolutely.
I joined Resolute, I think it was back in November of 2014, and it was one of those, I was a solo player, and I was like, I need to do the raid at some point. And I tweeted out, it's like, I need to do the raid, and then Supreme Leader Snoke's General Clawman.
I'm gonna call it.
No. He helped me with a
Keeping
nightfall.
that.
That's what it was. No, because I saw him at Guardian Con, and I was like Supreme Leader, and then I was like Supreme Leader Claw, and then he helped me with the Nightfall, and that was back when Nightfalls were like ridiculously hard. You know?
Dude, I missed those, honestly.
Yeah, and then so we became friends, and then they were like, "Why don't you do the raid with us?" And back then I was new to co-op games. I mean, I would say, can we curse on here?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay. I was a recovering Call of Duty shithead. Like all I did was play Black Ops 1 and 2, and before Destiny, I was a Killzone Shadowfall multiplayer channel, and then just fell in love with Destiny. And it was Rezo that took me through my first raid, my first Vault of Glass, and then we started raiding every week. And that was back when we could push the Templar off. So I'm a Warlock main, so I'd always have to go Sunsinger and throw the solar grenades.
That was so much
Push
fun.
them off.
To push them off and everything. And then
that.
so just in terms of the Destiny community, I've been covering it since the alpha. I mean, I've logged in, and as a musician, hearing the music, they had me as soon as I logged in. And I was like,
Absolutely.
this is interesting. And I just been covering it ever since. And I kind of consider myself like a jack of all trades. I do a lot of news videos. I do some weapon reviews. I'll do your typical weekly reset. I used to do Arms Day videos every single Wednesday, and Zer and all that sort of stuff. And I do dabble in PvP, but I'm much more of a raid PvE person.
Yeah.
Let's see, what else do I do for Destiny 2? Oh, I stream on YouTube. I'm one of the only people that streams on YouTube, but I have a pretty cool setup because I'm in this program with YouTube where I have sponsors like the way people have subscribers on Twitch, right? So I think I'm one of the only YouTubers that has custom emojis.
Oh, nice.
And one of the cool things with YouTube is I can upload and change them at any time. So like right now, it's all Forsaken, Whisper of Worm icons, for Cade 6, Aldrin emojis and stuff. And
that's rad.
And on like some streams I'll pull 3,000-4,000 viewers, and then it archives as a viewable video, so people, if they missed it, they can go watch it and everything. And I'll be streaming tomorrow the Whisper of the Worm, hopefully the final part where we can get our catalyst and get the exotic ship at the end of it. And really hyped for Forsaken, because I took a beating, let's say from December, January, February, being called the Bungie shill and you Activision apologist and this and that. But I'm like, listen, I like the fucking game. I mean, like, what am I going to do?
Right.
There's nothing else out at the time that I'm going to play. And I always sounded like a broken record, but people forget so quickly how D1 needed a lot of work in year one. And then when the Taken King came out, it completely changed everything that we know about Destiny 1. And, I knew based on their track record, and of course, speaking with some inside people, because I've been to numerous Bungie capture events, look, they have to turn it around. You know what I mean? They can't keep it the way it is, because people were leaving, and people were really upset around that, time frame of early this year. And then Warmind, I think, was a nice step in the right direction. And I think Forsaken is everything coming full circle. I mean, from what we've seen from Game Informer and them saying it's literally it's bigger than the Taken King, with multiple destinations,
that's crazy to me.
with random roles coming back. And I'm anticipating it's going to be like how we went crazy when the Dreadnought first hit, where we're all trying to figure out, oh wait, hey, there's this one room, if you go in it, you sit there and you smell like hive, and then you have to run and get this chest. You know what I mean? Like
smell like hive. That's such a diss.
I forgot that was a thing. Yeah.
I worked so hard out in the sun. I came home smelling like hive.
Gotta get that hive musk going.
You stink of Eris Morn's ship. That if they could incorporate anything remotely close to what they did with this Whisper of Worm quest, where all of a sudden we wake up and someone found something on Io. Okay, there's a portal, and then there's this amazing, I don't even know what to call it. It's like a mini raid room. It feels like
it is, isn't it?
What they built. And I'm wondering, like, was that always in the game and no one glitched into it, or did they build that for it? And so with bringing stuff like that, I think is a nice teaser and a nice kind of like setting the tone going into Forsaken as to hopefully we can expect more of these things where we'll wake up one day just like it was with the Sleeper Simulant or the original Black Spindle quest where you wake up, oh, everyone's got to go to do this one story mission and you get something really cool at the end. And it's going to be cool. Yeah. So I'm at like 196,000 subs. So hopefully I should hit 200, hopefully at least by September.
Nice.
And,
Nice.
That'd be awesome.
That's a big number.
that'll be my next milestone. So.
I bet you'll hit it before September.
Yeah.
Like they're gonna be driving the hype for that. But like I'm really glad you brought up that Whisper of the Worm Whisper.
Yeah.
That really reminded me of what was it? The Touch of Malice quest at the very end where they had all the what was it? Like they had all the blights, all the Taken spawning in. There was like the floor was poisoned.
Oh,
there was all
yeah.
those like jets primed to fire. Like
Yeah.
there was a sense of urgency in that room to where you couldn't exactly just stay put. Like
Yeah, you had to be mobile.
and you really had to work as a team to like focus on like the bosses and stuff like that. And because Taken King, man, was probably my favorite expansion. Like I love that going into an area and just feeling lost. Like I know what I want to do, but like my ADD's kicking in so hard that like you start side questing on the way to your side quests, on the way to your main quests. Like it's a lot of fun. I can't wait, man.
Dude,
It's gonna be a lot of fun.
That's gonna be incredible. One of the I don't want to just pay lip service, but one of the things, Mesa Sean, that having you on, like I feel like I've been following your work for a really long time, and one of the things that I love is, and you kind of mentioned earlier how like during Bungie's lows, you kind of are still excited about the game and you get called a bunch of names for it. But that's one of the things that draws people to your videos consistently is you genuinely seem excited about the content you're talking about. And so for me, as like whenever I was first looking for like how to do something in Destiny and coming across your work, I was like, oh man, like this is super like hyped into it. He's excited about it and I'm excited about it. So I want to listen to people who are excited about it, like tell me what to do. And so going and finding your videos, that was always something that hyped me up. And so one of my questions for you is, and you kind of answered it kind of saying you just love the game, but is that somewhat your personality anyway, just getting it hyped about things that you're excited about? Or is that just your genuine excitement for Destiny because you just love the game?
It's a little bit of both. I always use the joke, I have the attention span of an angry mosquito. So if I try something and I'm either hooked or I have no interest whatsoever. Like Fortnite, I tried it when it first came out. I'm terrible at it. To me, it felt a little repetitive. I understand why people like it, but it's not for me. With Destiny, it is that passion there. Whereas, a lot of times you play games for like, to escape, right? And I feel like one of the early Bungie founders said that, when he was growing up, when you watch Star Wars, right, the sounds, the music, everything, you wanted to be in that place, in that universe. And I feel like Destiny, with its musical score, how every destination has a vibe to it, has specific sounds to it, and it's a game. For me, it's relaxing in terms of just, for doing co-op stuff, and then kind of there's too many different things to do. Whereas I think many games are either one thing or another. They're either just multiplayer or they're just PvE. Whereas Destiny, it's like, you know what? I can go listen to a podcast and grind strikes for a few hours and try to get a catalyst, which will never drop for me. Or I can go put on my sweatpants and play some PvP. Or I got to do some bounties today. Or I'm hoarding, or I'm trying to get a specific gun that just won't drop for me, or something like that. And it's just a passion for the game, but also just how games. They have to rope me in, like Star Wars Battlefront 2. I love that game. Loved it. I made one video about it and got murdered in my comment section because you EA shill. I'm like, guys, look, I'm not talking about the microtransactions. This is right after they got rid of the microtransactions. So listen, I'm not condoning it, but I want to talk about the game, not the microtransactions. By far, way better than Star Wars Battlefront 2, and a really fun multiplayer game, But people, they have their opinions, and I'm fine with it. But it's one of those. It's to answer your question. It's one is I just love Destiny, and two, I only can cover games that I really like. The Division, The Division and Horizon Zero Dawn. I covered those games a lot because I felt like those are also gave me a similar player experience where I wanted to get lost in those games with the music and the vibe and the gameplay, and especially the Division. I mean, I would spend, hours would go by grinding that game. And I'm really looking forward to the sequel to that game too.
Yeah. Dude, did y'all hear, so this is totally random, but did y'all know that there's like a Division movie coming out that's
I
like
hear something about that.
Really?
Yeah, I think
It's
he's,
like
making
casted
rumblings of
and-
that.
Oh, they're
If
that
you-
far?
if you look it
I don't
up
know
on
the casting.
IMDb, they've got like big names casted for the actors, because my wife brought it up to me and she was like, look at this Into the World movie that's coming out, because she loves disaster movies. And I was like, is this the Division, the game? I looked it up and I was like,
yeah.
oh my gosh, it is. What the heck?
Jake
Wow.
Gyllenhaal and Jessica Chastain.
Right? I was
Wow.
like, what? I mean,
That's
we'll see
awesome.
how legit it is. I haven't really looked that far into it, but I was like, holy crap.
That's awesome,
Well,
man.
I think the question that I want to throw out here,
Sure.
Mesa, that I think everyone's wondering, what's your thoughts on jalapeno poppers? Because I think jalapeno poppers are lit.
You know what? I can't have any jalapenos, and I eat a lot of Mexican food. My girlfriend and I love to eat sushi, and we love Mexican food. And I am not good when it comes to hot, spicy things, man. When it comes to that, my mouth just gets set on fire. I'm like, can't do it. So I can honestly
Fair.
say, besides never have never eaten an olive before.
Me neither.
Within my life.
What?
I've never had a
Really?
jalapeno popper. Yeah. If I smell and my girlfriend, she loves olives, and she teases me.
I
when
feel
she
this
gets
way
them, she
too.
starts- She starts putting them in, and as soon as I smell them, I'm like, get that thing away from me, honey.
Yup.
I can't do it. So
Yeah,
I've never
like,
actually
what's-
had one.
You've never had olives. What do you have, like some sort of like triskaidekaphobia, like the kind of people fear the number 13? Are you like afraid of olives?
It's the smell, the texture. I think
I'm
it's
with
the
you on the
smell.
olives for sure.
Me too.
Yeah, I'm
I
not
think
about
it's the
textures and
smell and the way they look. I don't know.
I'm okay
My
with
dad's
olives,
the type too.
but I
Like
don't go on my way to like
The
you
way
know,
they
put 'em on
look?
everything.
they look like little eyeballs that smell bad.
Try them.
That's why I stay away from caviar. That
The
kind of
green
stuff,
ones
no.
are awful. The black ones on pizza, absolutely amazing. I
Oh,
love
they're
them.
okay.
At
Got it.
least
I
the
agree
green
with that,
ones.
actually.
I'm with you on that because like they they soak, like they're sitting in like juice.
Yeah.
And Triton said eyeballs. It makes me think of like some random body parts sitting in formaldehyde, like on a shelf in a horror movie. That is not one of my words, by the way. I just know
Like
what
a retinal
I just know
detachment,
what
like, into
formaldehyde
a
is.
God.
The only way that they look good is in like a martini,
Oh God,
Yeah.
yeah.
and that's really just because the drink looks fancy.
Who
Yeah, it's
doesn't
just, like,
look
cool
good?
looking.
Who doesn't look good with a martini?
I'm saying, man, that the glass is real nice, and you get it.
Probably
shaken
me
not
because
so-
I'm going.
Oh man.
So Mason, we talked a lot about like your passion coming through in your videos for YouTube, and I think that's something that everybody gravitates to in one way or another, and kind of obviously you're trying to get to 200,000 subscribers here before September. So when like the Forsaken drops, how do you go about, like, what's your approach to know what kind of content do you need to get on your channel immediately, and does that cater more towards the current audience you have, or when new content comes out, does it allow you an opportunity to maybe put out content for some people that maybe currently don't watch your channel?
Well, it's going to be a mixture of both. I think, well, first off, I'm just going to be streaming like crazy because a lot of times, and the reason why I started streaming on YouTube was when new content would drop, rather than me rushing and competing with 10 other YouTubers to create, okay, here's a guide on this, here's a guide on this, the stream will dictate what they want to see next. Do they want to see this quest? Do they want to see me farm for this? Do they want to see me open up exotic engrams and so forth? So I'll probably stream. I kind of stopped watching a whole lot of YouTube, like other Destiny content creators other than like Datto, more console, so I could really just focus on my audience. And I really engage with them and ask them, what do you guys want to see? What kind of guides do you want from me? Is it about quests? Is it raid guides? Is it XYZ? So I'll pretty much let my audience, like, I tend to have like tunnel vision when it comes to my channel within the last, I'd say, like, year or so, where it's like, you know what? I don't look at anyone else. Let me just let my audience, what do you guys want to see? Because I don't use a script for any of my videos. It's all off the top of my head. So it's one of those, like, what do you guys want to see? And I'll make a video on it. And a lot of people,
That's awesome.
they'll tweet me. I just made a Forsaken prep video based off what I got a lot of comments. Hey Mesa, you know what? I'm new. I started playing after Warmind. Could you make a video on how to prep for it? I'm like, hey, that's a great idea. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I get a lot of ideas from from my comment section.
I like the consistency of your channel.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah, man. I think that's probably the thing that has drawn me to it the most, because, man, I think I was subbed to you even before your Guardian Radio days. Like,
oh, thanks, dude.
Yeah, man. And the thing that drew me to it the most was the consistency and stuff like that. And like Lego said, you can tell that you're having fun with it and things like that. So I just say keep doing what you're doing, man. And like
Thanks,
I said,
dude.
Forsaken is gonna be so hot.
Yeah,
Like,
it's gonna be
so
awesome.
hot.
I think. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I have a question that is related to the music stuff, because we were just talking the other day. I can't remember if it was Hove or Triton Wilson. One of us were talking about like just the great soundtrack, and these Redux missions are really bringing it back for me as far as like the graphic quality of Destiny 2 and everything. But it also made me think about the amazing soundtrack from Destiny 1 that had the servitor mission that you had to do during Age of Triumph, where they brought in the electric guitar shredding.
Oh yeah.
Dude,
That was awesome.
It was the old reimagined
Antiseptic Prime, as I used to call them.
Yeah, man, it was so good. Like, I miss doing that strike, and then like you'd hear Zavala talk or whatever, like Sepix Prime casts a great shadow over our city, and like, everyone in your group would start like saying what Zavala's gonna say next. Like,
they always do.
Man. They always.
How many of us like quote that to our like spouse or significant other, like whenever they say something and they're just like, what are you talking about? Like,
I got a better one. I'll be having like a deep thought and like be staring up at like the night sky and standing back, what are you doing? Like looking for UFOs? She'll like tease me or whatever, and I'll be like, no, I just always looked up at the moon and wondered what the Hive were doing. Like, stop.
That's really good.
Deep thoughts. Those are like shower thoughts right there.
Absolutely.
Oh man, that's funny.
I'm gonna ask her about that. That's legit.
That's
I totally
perfect.
am.
Yeah, I believe every second of that. Well, Lego, did
that
you
wizard
purposely
really come from the moon?
Did you purposely put your camera so that there was a guitar in the background just to impress Mesa?
It's been there every week. Y'all never comment.
I'm not used to this view of Legos of the room. I feel like I'm almost seeing all sides of the room now.
It's the beta layer. You know what's missing
Getting too
though?
intimate for us.
You know what's missing though is a painting of cowboy boots. That would
There
really
are
tie the room
shoes
together.
up on that painting.
Yeah, but they're not
It is-
cowboy boots, and I
But
feel
what
like
if
it
they
really
stole it
tied. You know,
from hotels?
like the Big Lebowski with the rug, it would really tie the room together, man.
Let me
Like,
tell you, it is so nice to be podcasting not from a hotel this week. So it's
better than podcasting in a mosh pit.
that would not work.
No.
Yes.
It might. Have we tried? Did that happen?
A little more personal Destiny question, Mesa. I was wondering, like, I love asking different people who come on the show, like, what is their favorite? Like, we know you're a PvE guy and stuff like that, and raids are more your thing. But what's your favorite like style of play? I guess for PvE, since that's your favorite kind of content. But like, as far as like subclass, is there anything for Destiny 2 in particular that you're like, these weapons, this loadout, this is so much fun to me when I can run this?
Well, I think everyone knows I'm obsessed with the Manananan, which I pronounce it wrong every time. I'm obsessed with that gun for
Such a
PvP
great gun.
and for PvP. I waste people.
I
So
like
my
it,
question
yeah.
is right now, and I was doing this on stream earlier today when we were going over the news, is since elemental mods are going away, should I get 3 Manananans right now, make 1 arc, 1 solar, and 1 void? Because even though we'll be able to supposedly buy them from the collections, does that mean it'll come with the same static elemental? Because remember, they said you just got to figure out whatever energy weapon drops with that particular burn on it. So I'm thinking to myself, and I cashed in like, I have like $9,000 in weapon parts right now. So I'm like,
Nice.
I just started cashing them in, but I couldn't get one. And then I'm saying to myself, and no, someone tweeted me. They said, Mesa, what if the Manananan becomes a kinetic? Because everything's going to be moving around. And I was like, that's a very good point. But I'm a warlock.
Almalon doesn't make any kinetic.
Oh, that's right.
Don't they not? Because that was the thing in D1.
Energy. Yeah, it's all in it. Yeah, like Haka is more of the kinetic type stuff. Yeah, you're right. Almalon always, because all their weapons have the colored
liquid.
They're like that, like gel liquid. Yeah.
Yeah, the juice of whatever element it is. Whether it's void, solar,
elemental juice.
elemental juice.
Tastes good. The ammunition,
Dig it. Yeah, you could freeze it.
But but I would say I'm in PvP. I'm a annoying Blink Warlock.
Yeah.
Although PvE, I definitely love the Dawnblade, and especially since the Go Fast update.
Oh yeah.
Whether it's
man.
Just jumping regular without your super, but then once you pop the super, just how fast. And if you're trying to clear a room of red bar ads, that Dawnblade will last forever. Just as long as you're, just killing red bar.
It's really good, and every time I boost though, I just end up hitting walls. Like I'm
I do the
I'm like
same
Rocket,
thing.
Rocket Raccoon. Like I'm just bouncing all over the place. Like
I do the same thing, man. And like I don't know what they're gonna do to get me to take off my Ophidian aspect, because I am just a panic reloader. And
have you tried Karnstein armlets though since their upgrade?
I haven't. I need to try those because it's either
it's gross.
It's sick.
Oh,
Is it really?
Luna boots.
It's every melee kill, no matter
Gives you
what,
back.
gives you a chunk of health and an 8-second
pretty good.
constant regen. And
the
you don't
constant
even
regen is the part that gets me. I'm like, how?
and
That's
I'm
crazy.
pretty sure you don't even have to. You know how things like Outlaw, if you get if you proc Outlaw and get another headshot, Outlaw doesn't proc again until the first one's gone.
Yeah.
I thought it does now. I thought they fixed
Oh,
that.
did they?
Yeah, they fixed it
recently,
now.
but
Okay,
it
well,
didn't
either way,
forever.
with the Karnsteins,
You're
it's
right.
the same thing. If you just keep meleeing people, you just continually regen the whole time.
wow.
It's really, really
It's pretty
strong.
nasty.
Yeah.
I like
Nice.
Luna boots because you just throw down a rift and then you just never have to reload. It's so
Yep.
good.
Well, I used to use Vesper of Radius for Callus's throne room, because every plate with all the warhounds or whatever they call them on the floor, you'd have an empowering rift at each one.
Yeah.
I can't wait for that new Warlock chest piece that gives you elemental explosion kills.
Oh,
with,
dude.
On
Yeah,
kinetics.
and it's like-
Yeah.
It's
That's
like
gonna be sick.
It's like a Macklemore fur coat looking thing. Like it's just got all this. Like I cannot wait, man. I love Warlocks get the flashiest exotics, and I love it.
Yeah,
I
that
think
looks,
they do.
that looks awesome.
Two things real quick. One, River pointed out in chat, Hung Jury was not elemental in Destiny 1, and that was an
Oh,
overall
I was
weapon.
wrong about Destiny 1, because
okay.
kinetics, they had hand cannons that
Yeah.
were kinetic, but in Destiny 2 they
Okay,
switched it.
okay.
Well,
Everything.
there you go. If it ends up being a kinetic, you just wear that chest piece, and boom, you're in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, and you get Firefly, yeah.
Wow.
Or
that
Dragonfly.
segue.
my bad.
Dragonfly, you're all set.
And the other thing, even though all of us kind of pointed out different, and we were only talking Warlock, but different exotics that we really love, how great is it that since the updates, we can actually have a conversation like that? You know,
I know,
like the
right?
beginning of
Yeah.
D2, it was like, oh yeah, let me reload my sidearm faster with this exotic. And now like there's some cool shit. So that in and of itself is a great step.
Yeah.
I just love their philosophy. And when Josh Hamrick said, normally when something would get hot, they would nail it down. But instead of that, okay, let's bring everything up.
Mhm.
And I feel like sometimes having things unbalanced is more fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then it causes you to use other things that are just as unbalanced. But I know everyone right now is, it's Graviton, Crimson, Vigilance Wing. For me, I'm a Graviton scrub in PvP. That's what I use. Or Crimson sometimes. But
I love Crimson.
Crimson,
Don't
man.
have it.
I've been recently liking it more. I went through a phase where I don't know if I like it, and then just last time I played, not yesterday, but I think it was Friday or something before the whole vacation, the random vacation. I just went on this huge spree, half a day using the Crimson. I'm just I don't know what happened. I'm
Do
loving
you
it.
have the masterwork or the catalyst done?
Yeah.
It's gross.
So
man.
much range.
Yeah.
It's like Red Death almost.
It's a little baby Red
Red
Death, pretty much. Yeah.
It's
Baby
really
Red
cool.
Death. But Mana, you must be excited for the weapon slot changes, man. Because I remember you sniping. I would weep when I would watch
dude.
your clips. Man.
I can't wait.
We used to do trials, me, you, and Hovey, and you would just look at the person and so. Are you really looking forward to those weapon slot changes, man?
Oh, I am. I'm actually slowly getting back into sniping. I've been trying to snipe more in Crucible now to try to relearn, because I haven't done it in so long. I've been mainly running around with fusion rifles.
Yeah.
So
I taught him the way.
What sniper you
you
using?
did. The escalation protocol sniper so far.
Very
Oh,
cool. That's
yeah.
not a bad one. Do you by chance have the Maxim, the new
magazine?
Monarchy.
No. I don't have any of the other weapons that people actually tell me that are good, because I kind of dip on Destiny for large portions at a time.
Okay, not a big deal. Not a big deal. You
They
can
come back
still,
into it for a little bit.
Well, that's
you
because
can
if
still
Mana
get
has
it.
to play for more than 5 minutes to get a weapon, he cries and leaves.
Oh man.
Immediately. I still don't got Whisper.
I haven't even
Pretty
gotten the
sure-
right public event yet, not once.
Damn. I'm almost positive that you could still get that. So next time Faction Rally will, or wait, are they done with that? Is that done?
There's
No.
For
More?
this season, yeah, it's done. I
For this,
think.
yeah.
for this
Oh.
season.
Yeah,
Okay.
this season.
Well, there is more hope for Mana because this week is the Nightfall for Silicon Neuroma,
Is
right?
I was just gonna say, dude.
Yeah.
Yes.
That I
is
need.
worth. That
Let's
is
do it.
worth grinding for. Dude.
Grind it
Like,
for you, yeah, man.
That gun for in PvP specifically
My favorite sniper.
is the closest thing to a D1 sniper, in my opinion.
wow.
With its,
Really?
Like, dude, how snappy,
It's so
responsive. It's a
snappy.
heavy hitter. You just bang people right out of their super. And it's so sticky, dude. It is a sticky,
Sticky.
icky
Yes, I was
reticle.
gonna say it.
Sticky ant.
Like, it is very
So
good.
which sniper are we talking about again? We're talking about
Silicon
Silicon
Aroma for the Nightfall this week. So I know how much you love doing that.
balls.
So
I'm
get
down
in
for
there.
that.
Balls.
I need the Nightfall.
It is
Maybe
worth
I
it.
should do this.
It
I
is
think you might
totally
have
worth
I'm
it.
visiting Gunga this weekend.
oh no.
Mana, I'll do it for you as long as
Yeah.
you like hide offline beforehand, so people don't like maul me when I. I'll grind it for you. if
Yeah,
you want.
I'll do it,
We'll talk
and then
about it later.
I will also delete all your other games and send nudes to everybody.
Through PS4? Like,
Yeah.
wow, you're going to get me banned on every platform.
Oh my god. But to Mana's
I'm trying
point, you know, to Mana's point, I'm the same way. Like the first thing I'm gonna do is equip a sniper in my energy slot and only use that because I feel like same thing. I'm trying to use Whisper of the Worm and I am terrible because I haven't sniped literally all year. Whereas in D1, I had a God Roll longbow with quick draw, triple tap, and outlaw, and the SLR 10 scope. And I want to just get back into that frame of mind where I could use a rocket launcher, a sniper, and use a scout rifle or a hand cannon or something, and
Right on.
play like D1 again. You know.
That's gonna be awesome. I do want to get your opinion, Mesa, because you were talking about you venture into Crucible every once in a while. It's not like your home, you know, but there's been a lot of drama this week, and I don't want to dwell on this topic too long because, man, people are really going at each other right now with the matchmaking. But I want to hit on it a little bit because it's such a huge conversation in the community right now. What do you feel about the whole, like, there's a skill-based matchmaking, connection-based matchmaking, and everybody's at each other's throats. Do you see any sort of, like, what's your opinion on kind of all of this that's going on in the community right now?
Okay, here we go. Hashtag Mesa rant inbound. So,
Yeah.
let's see. Where do I start? All right. So here's the way I look at it: is we thought quick play would be for casuals like myself with a 1.21 KDR, and then competitive would be for folks who are the beasts who want to go and compete, sweat it out, and stuff like that. So I feel like I would like a blend of skill-based matchmaking and connection-based, because I feel like when I play now, it's either I'm beasting the other team or I'm just getting completely shit on. You know what I mean? And, you know, some of the pros will say, well, when you lose, you learn. No, I fucking turn off my PlayStation 4. Because I'm going to go in, and if I get just shit on for 5 games in a row, that doesn't make me want to play more.
Yep.
And you're going to push away casuals, because I started looking up some of the games on Destiny Tracker afterwards. And, you know, I think my elo is like 12 or 1300. And I was in lobbies with people as low as like 300 elo with plenty of hours played. That should, like, someone with 300 elo should not be in a lobby with people with 13 or 1400 elos. And the games that I was getting stomped on, they had an insane amount of trials wins. And I'm like, why am I in a lobby with them? So am I for a 100% skill-based matchmaking? No. Am I for a 100% connection-based? No. I feel like a nice blend would, if they could pull it off, would be nice. You know what I mean? Because when some of the big pros say they want to just chill, well, their chilling is getting the let's go big plays, top 5, get off me. You know what I mean? And like for a casual like me, that just makes me go back to shooting aliens to feel better about myself. You know what I mean? So it's if they could come up with a blend, you know.
Yeah, you make a good point about how people say you learn from failure, and I do believe that like failure is the best teacher, but at the same time, you have to, like, there's moments where I make mistakes and I learn from it, but there's also moments where I make a really good move
Yeah.
and also learn from it. You know what
Right.
I mean? Like
Yeah.
it cuts both ways, you know. And plus, you want to make a good move and feel good about yourself. You know, you want someone in your fire team to be like, "Yo, dude, nice shot," or nice play, or.
I mean, because I could use the analogy, because I train in Muay Thai, and I've been doing Muay Thai for like a year and a half, like 2 years now. I'm not about to spar with someone that's done it for 5-6 years. They're going to send me home in a body bag. I'd rather spar with someone that's either has the same amount of time I have, or maybe a year or two more, because they can then help me learn, rather than being way over, way more moves, and I get elbowed and I lose a tooth. You know what I mean? So it's one of those, like, I don't want to spar with someone that's lesser than me, that doesn't know anything what's going on, because I'm not learning anything, they're not learning anything. So you bring up a great point, man. It's one of those, like, a balance between, if you can actually pull some moves off and then also get destroyed a few times, but learn from those. Well, what did I do in that mistake? Oh, you know what? He had the drop on me. It was map awareness, or my gun skill was off on that one. Or you go against a team. That's one thing that I forgot to bring up. A lot of people are thinking that we as casuals are saying we're going up against stacked teams. That's not the problem. It's the matchmaking, where I could be against a full team of randoms, but all of them have ridiculous ELO scores, and I'm with a team and myself that have low ELO scores, and we're getting destroyed. So I think that's the issue.
On that point, I think one of the important things with the you learn from losing and playing people better than you. I feel like people use that as a blanket to, advocate for what we have right now. But I think the important thing to note with that is there still has to be some sort of competitiveness. If you just go in and you can't do anything, and this doesn't just go for Destiny, just in general, you're not going to learn anything. You're just going to get destroyed all the time. And that's why I think like some loose skill bracket would be good, because you're at least keeping people somewhere near each other, just maybe loosen it up from where competitive is. And as far as the whole internet argument in general, it's kind of the same as every argument ever on the internet. Everyone has their side, and they just go to extremes.
They do.
The answer is obviously somewhere in the middle. Where you fall is one thing, but like you were saying, Mesa, like, the people who are going in and saying, well, I don't want to be sweaty all the time just because I'm good. I just want to go in and relax. Well, for every game that they're going in and relaxing and dropping a 70 KD, that's somebody who's just, I mean, it's not just losing. That's losing so bad that, like you said, I'm just going to turn off my fucking game because I couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
So,
and not everybody approaches the Crucible as like a way to learn necessarily, right? You could definitely just go in and say, I just want to have fun, win or lose. You may never go back and think even for a second, what could I have done in this engagement or not? Maybe it's just a friend who popped on for, the first time in a couple months, and you're just going to play Crucible together. And that's what I got into last night. I hadn't played in a couple months. This buddy of mine is really new, and I didn't really jump in there thinking, all right, well, now that these new weapons and new maps, I better think about this. No, I just want to have fun for a little bit. So I didn't come away thinking any of those things. And a lot of people approach it that way. So the argument that like losing teaches you something, that's only if you go in with the mentality that you want to be taught something.
Right.
And that's not true for everybody. So, I mean, I think a blend is nice. What we don't get a lot of is we don't get a lot of the waiting. They always talk about they want you to find a game quickly, which would prioritize connection. But what's the layers underneath that? Is it a 17% waiting for time played? Is it then a 15%, in terms of like kills per minute, those type of stats? And I think we need to get into a realm where, where they're maybe, I don't want to say more transparent about that, because I think that leads to people being able to manipulate the system.
You're never going to get that.
When you talk about, Hove talks about like loose bands and stuff like that, and Mesa, you mentioned ELO, we don't know what the best formula is to determine skill, but, I would totally agree that, a blend would be a little bit better. And maybe, to Ho's point, like kind of a loose band or something like that. Personally, I think time played is perhaps the biggest one in terms of potential skill. If you play a ton, then you should probably be better. That would just be my opinion. I would heavily weight time played.
Yeah.
That's really interesting. The only like counter to all of that, because I agree with everything y'all are saying, and I do think the answer is somewhere in between. I actually made a Twitter video a long time ago that's what actually connected me with Story from Planet Destiny, like super long time ago, when everyone was all up in arms about skill-based matchmaking when they first started realizing it. I was like, if they just increased that like my suggestion would be like to increase the span at which it looks for the good connection and then find skill within then, so it's like a bigger player pool to pick from. And that was like a really, really long time ago. So I'm all for like just meeting somewhere in the middle.
Absolutely,
but what I have noticed that's been interesting is there's so many people online who have come back and are playing like regularly that weren't before. And I don't want to say it's just because they're like, it could just be because they're pub stomping people, but also because they've like, there's nothing like, you know, Forsaken isn't here yet. And it's not like this Solstice of Heroes like is bringing something new to the Crucible. It's basically the same Crucible, but yet all these people are enjoying it all of a sudden. And I just wanted to put that into the conversation as well, because there's so many people who are like, D2 is fun again, you know, and I don't feel like it's just the people who are stomping other people. But because I'm like above average Crucible player, and my first few games in, I lost every game, and I was still having a lot of fun.
Self-proposed above that.
No, I'm just saying based off of my KD, I'm not like trying to whatever. But I just thought that was interesting to see such an online uproar that D2 is back, and then, you know, like I don't want to lose that momentum, but at the same time, at what cost? It's like what you guys are saying. That's why I haven't been verbal about anything online, is because there's too many voices already.
Oh yeah, it's not even worth it.
Yeah, no, and because like there are people that are getting stomped that just want to shut off their console, and I understand that.
Well, the last two quick points I want to make on it, I do see both sides, because I also don't think it's fair to expect and you know, Mesa, you said this at the beginning, and I agree with you wholeheartedly. I think we all kind of talked about this, that, you know, the original thought when they first announced everything was cool. Quick play is where we can all go to have fun. Competitive is where all the good people play. To be fair, I don't think it's fair, as we see things through, I don't think it's fair to tell them they have to play over there because they're better and sweaty. But when they come over to quick play, you know, all the games where people want to relax is because they're destroying everybody, and that's not fair to the other people. So like, it is a very delicate situation. I don't think there's any one right answer, but the one thing as far as the extremes that I do want to mention, nobody seems to, like, in their arguments realize the fact that connection-based matchmaking and skill-based matchmaking aren't like completely exclusive. They're like, you can't have skill-based in quick play. I agree, it shouldn't be skill-centered, but it can have some skill base in it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, have a little bit.
Everyone who argues it just says connection or skill. Like, there's no in between, and there should
one or the other. Yep.
Here's another piece of arguments I've been seeing on down Twitter. So you got the whole thing that happened with Crucible, and, you know, everyone's been saying, oh, it's back, yada yada yada. But then you have the other saying, oh, I'm still finding, you know, stacked teams and all that.
Yeah, true.
I've been running, maybe not quote unquote like stacks, but I've been playing with viewers, people that want to jump in and want to play. So I just so happen to have like a full 6-man team.
Yeah.
And I've been finding a lot of still solo players. It would not prioritize finding another team against me. And I think a lot of complaints that I've been seeing through Twitter is people, like half of the people are like, oh, I've only been finding a team of 6 here or there. And then the other people like arguing against that is, oh, I've been finding like teams of 6s like all the time. I've been running solo. It's like there's this weird factor in it to where, I don't know, like it kind of brings up the question again, how are they finding, how is matchmaking working, you know?
Well, it's broken right now. Like Bungie said, something's messed up, and they didn't say what. So it could be something to do with that. You know, we really don't know.
It's like today, I think lately, because of the whole the thing that's happening right now, especially with the armor, where people are trying to go in and get their wins, trying to get kills
or wins,
It kind of, I've noticed it's been very 50-50. Like one game, I just put it in the chat right now, they're talking about, I think Mercy times and all that. We completely mercied a team. It was like 100 to like 10 or something. And then the next game we lost. It was like we only lost by like 5 points, and we keep on going back and forth between these intense like sweaty games to just like completely casual. How it's just like unfair to the other team what we're doing, you know?
Yeah, that's the experience we had in competitive the last time we played. Well, we had that one team, that one guy that was like really super laggy. But other than that, like we the game before that, we just absolutely just stomped the other team. And then the next game, we get laggy warlock god who can melee you from different rooms and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, this is our punishment for rolling that last team. Like, and then the next game we rolled the next team. It was kind of like that leapfrog.
Comp is in an interesting spot right now, and I think the reason it's so volatile in matchmaking is because a lot of people avoided it for a long time, and now that it's rank based, people are finally jumping into it, like a lot of us did the other weekend. And so you get people that are all at the same rank 0, but they're all different skill levels. So I'm really curious. It's almost unfair to judge how comp is right now because it's like that when people jump in is so like diverse right now. I feel like next season, if they do comp and quick play right, because and this is what I wanted to bring this up, but they in the TWAB, there's a infographic that they put up that's like community highlights of completions and stuff, and there's a crazy amount of raids, like 6 million completions and a lot of other stuff. But the thing that caught my attention the most was at the very end, players with Redrix's Claymore only 8,750. That's out of at least if you just take the people who pledged to Dead Orbit, it's like 1.8 million people, and at least that many, and there's more than that, I'm sure. And so out of 1.8 million, only 9,000 have the Claymore. And when they first announced comp, they said, hey, this is the skill level. Fabled is going to be like just barely above average, basically, that you could get to. Yeah. And so for that small of the community to have it is like no one's playing comp compared to the people that are in quick play. So I don't know. I feel like if they did comp right, quick play would feel different. I don't know. That was just something that I took away from that huge infographic.
Yeah.
Well, we don't have to bloviate on that subject anymore.
We do have a lot of stuff going on with Solstice of Heroes, a lot of armor grind going on. What do you feel about the rewards, the armor grind? Where are y'all at with everything?
Don't love the orb grind.
I know it exists. I've been stuck in Alfheim and Niflheim with Kratos and Odin.
With
honestly,
the 9 realms.
Like my favorite part of the whole thing is one of the reimagined story missions. Can we kind of?
Oh yeah.
We should
talk about spoilers on the story missions. We're gonna get into them because
does it involve servitors?
Yes.
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 It does.
I did do up to there, and that thing fucked me up.
Well,
dude, it was a little it's like little Russian nesting dolls where like smaller ones just keep popping out.
That's how I treat my drum cases.
It was me and Dewey, and like in typical Destiny fashion, we got to the big servitor, and I think both of us didn't say anything to each other. We're both kind of like, oh, here's the boss. So I Nova bombed him, and he popped his Stormcaller, and we just rolled up right on him, and he died, and we both just kind of stand there, and all of a sudden I was like, oh shit, there's 3 more. And then we turned, and then there was, oh shit, there was like 20 of them stacked on top of each other. So I died. And Dewey was like, fuck you. And he ran down the hill and popped a riff and just stood down there for a little while until I respawned.
That's pretty much what happened to us. We all popped our supers at the start and obliterated, and we're like, oh, okay. And then, like you said, it's just more and more, and we're like, I kind of wish I saved my super.
That's exactly what happened.
Holy shit, what is this?
Like I said, typical Destiny fashion. I was like, there's the boss. I got my super. Just gonna use it.
Yeah.
And that was a bad decision.
That was really cool. The
pops.
That's awesome, Mesa.
Someone posted that on Facebook. I saw it was funny.
The one that I probably, well, if you'd have asked me at the time, I would have said that it was my most hated one. The one where you gotta like, you're on the Almighty and you're so close to the sun, you gotta find those little shade spots.
Oh yeah.
So as Hove was saying, in typical Destiny fashion, me and Marcus, Mr. Tomfoolery, get to that part, and we just start running through it, because that's what you do when you do the meditations, and you go back and you do that mission now, or if you're starting a new character, you just zip through that part, don't even need to cop any shade, and we just got absolutely destroyed, like 4 or 5 times.
Yellow bars.
Everything converges on you in that one spot, and like I said, at the time, probably would have been my most hated one. But what was the difference with the Gaul mission? Because we melted him with
he doesn't have the immune stages, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, like I guess wasn't there a fight? He doesn't have the immune stages at all. So
leading up to him, you know, when you're jumping from like rooftop to rooftop, if you take like the far right side instead of going like hugging the left side,
turrets.
you just run into like 20 turrets. Yeah, you just run into a bunch of turrets.
Okay, that was super annoying.
I was like, this wasn't here before.
We were wondering that too. I was like, is something different? Like, are we going a different way? Because these turrets are just like breathing
They're
down my
everywhere.
neck the entire time. Like,
There's a bunch of turrets.
I feel like all those changes were awesome because they're like specifically designed to take you by surprise when you're used to just flying through the mission. And if you're trying to solo the mission, it's
rough.
much more difficult than I anticipated because I flew through it the first day with Nebula and somebody else. We were just running through them. And then when I got to the rare armor gear, I tried doing it again solo. I was like, whatever, I'll just go through it by myself. And then I did the one on the ship with the sun coming down on you and just all those yellow bars. I was like, I'm just going to wait to do this with a friend. This is ridiculous.
Well, I know I started with kind of the orb grind, facetiously, but honestly, I think that this is kind of a culmination of a lot of things that we were asking for. So we know that their content isn't unlimited until you hit another DLC. So to kind of rework it this way with a reward tied to it that kind of culminates in a lot of different things. So you have to do this one to do this one. They chose probably the most popular missions or the most iconic, and they either added vehicles or other things like that. It does give a lot of hope to what these types of things can be in the future when you're able to take something that we've done several times, repackage it, and then also tie a meaningful reward onto it during kind of a seasonal event. I think that's really a great job of doing all of those things in kind of one event right before we're about to get Forsaken. So overall, I've really, really enjoyed it. Now I know there's a lot of things I haven't gone past the green armor. It's only been a couple days, but I don't mind doing those Redux missions several times now, where like having taken some time off, doing the Warmind on like 2 characters is kind of feeling like, I don't know if I want to do this, or even finishing up the Curse of Osiris on the 3rd character. So to have these missions be different, to be a little bit more rewarding, I think this is a step in the right direction, at least in my opinion.
See, I hope they actually build off of those, like the reduxes of those missions, and kind of like maybe take that to a step in the future. Maybe like they have like their normal campaign missions, right?
Ooh,
and then maybe
like
then they redo it a couple times depending on what maybe difficulty you choose. So maybe you can like go back, kind of like what D1 was.
Yeah, like
choose
the
that
heroic.
mission. Yeah, choose maybe a heroic, and then it switches things around, and then maybe add a little bit harder elements, but just completely makes it like fresh, And then maybe
cool.
have the Nightfall version of it be even different or something. That'd be for strikes, of course, but still, I feel like if they can just take it, redo it a couple times, that'd freshen it up. Or maybe how you remember how if anyone in my chat is in this chat, they're going to freak out about me. I use Halo a lot as a reference, but remember back in Halo where you can activate skulls?
Yeah.
Would activate something new, say like Grunt birthday party. You turn it on.
Yeah, confetti.
Yeah, the confetti just pops out, and then like you can just stockpile more and more like of those skulls and make it harder, or just like something crazy. And like I kind of wish the Destiny campaign had something similar.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Just something random,
I think it touched on this with the Mesa. Wasn't touched with this on the like being outside in the one mission. Is they did difficulty in a way that wasn't just yellow bars, which I thought was great, because I think I've often complained like I hate when they just do missions and all they do is make everything yellow bar, and it's like a lazy way to make something more difficult. In Payback, you only get the 1 tank, and then there's a couple interceptors, so they did a better way of making this more difficult without just making everything yellow bar. And I think that's kind of a good polished touch to those.
Yeah, true. Mesa, how are you feeling about
I think
Solstice?
you know what, I think Solstice is kind of a big test because they kind of revamped story missions, so that's I think is a test on how daily heroic story missions are going to go. And then also us making us do activities to upgrade armor is another test, I feel like, because in some of the Game Informer coverage they talked about when armor drops, it'll have 2 perks. One will be related to a perk some examples he used was increased grenade throw distance.
Yeah.
Some other things like that. And then another one was like more ammo for scout rifles. And then the other perk, no, I'm sorry. Okay, so that's the 2 perks. And then you have to upgrade it 10 times to make it into a masterwork. So I got a feeling this is kind of their test as to one, testing out how we react to daily story missions being changed up, which I'm liking so far.
Yeah.
If you want to if you have a piece of gear, oh wow, I got gloves with increased melee attack speed for PvP. I like these. I want to upgrade them. So now you have to do these activities. You got to do a couple of adventures. Anything they can get us to do all the content in the game is a good thing, because I feel like for the first 6-7 months, and even with Curse of Osiris, it was all public events, right?
Yes. Oh my
That's
God.
how you got to 385. That's how you got exotics, was public events, and that got boring. But if you make us do lost sectors, and if you make us do adventures, there's a lot of fun things to learn about what's going on in this universe from those adventures. And I know at Forsaken we're getting outlaw lost sectors, which are going to be where we go see the spider on the Tangled Shore, and he's going to give us some bounties based off of offerings that we give him. So far, I'm liking it. The carrot at the end of the stick is 400 gear, and I'm taking my time through. I'm still all a green gear. I have all the orbs done. That's all done.
Yeah.
Now
Those orbs done.
to do all those things, and I think I started doing the PvP super kills tonight on my Warlock before Blops 4 came out beta, but I think I might wait until Mayhem clashes and just get all the super kills in.
That's a good
what
idea.
a lot of people are saying that they're going to do.
Something you were saying about that armor, man, made me so excited for something that I've been wishing for Destiny since Destiny 1, and that was like for it to work more like a Pokemon system, basically, where you take what you have, what you catch at the beginning, and kind of evolve it over time, but it's still that original one that you captured, right, Wilson? Right?
I'm totally with you on this. You just the look that we just got from Hove right now mentioning Pokemon.
But it's
Prayer
also
down.
it's also so in that aspect I really love it, and then also in the aspect of the grind. So Black Ops games does this, and I know Uncharted does this too with its multiplayer. You get upgrades to that particular gun the more like kills you get with it, and so maybe armor will have stuff that's like you take this with you, the more you use it, the more you can upgrade it kind of deal. That I would love for stuff like that, for you to have that attachment to that particular armor set, because I did that in D1. There was like an SLR, the racing gear set that you get. Like my Titan helm was like my astronaut helmet, and once I got that and I could infuse it and other stuff, I was like, I'm keeping this forever. This is my signature thing, and I would love to see even more things to personally connect you with your gear that you have. I love that.
I hated that helmet, by the way.
At this point,
Every
though,
time I saw it, it was followed by fusion rifle to the face.
at this point, though, anything that can make it your own is a step in the right direction, right? Like not even more, like anything.
Yep.
So I'm happy with all that. Also, I'm not happy with Lego fusioning me in the face though, because that is
that leads into a pretty good conversation with the TWAB as far as making stuff your own and stuff that we're gonna see in Forsaken. The second part after that infographic is about stuff that's coming into Forsaken and stuff that's not, as far as gear you can obtain. There's this really long list of items that will still be available in Season 4, but other Year 1 items will be retired from vendors in Destiny 2 Forsaken. And so basically the list of things that retire are Vanguard stuff, Crucible stuff, Gunsmith, Ikora, Trials of the Nine, Iron Banner, and emblems from Cade stashes. And I just want to point out that Hove still doesn't have an Antiope, and isn't that a gunsmith weapon?
Yes.
Dude.
Yes.
That's why I have no weapon parts, because I turn them in all the time, and I have not gotten one.
It's pretty ridiculous at this point that he doesn't have one. It feels bad, man.
Feels real bad.
Feels bad.
Feels
I don't
real
feel
bad.
that bad for Hove. If it's someone else, I'd have felt worse.
I'm excited for those weapons to get updated, though. That armor to get updated.
Thinking out loud, honest.
They did hint that, and they put a zillion Better Devil pictures right below that quote.
Yeah.
It
What
said
is
they said some Year 1 weapons will be coming into Year 2, and if it's a Year 2 weapon, then that means it can be randomly rolled.
Yeah.
And I'm sure we'll talk about the 3-tap clip. I still can't tell if that Better Devils has explosive rounds or not. I mean,
oh yeah.
you know,
that is what it is, isn't it?
I kept stopping it over and over, and I was live on stream with them. Like, guys, are you seeing an explosive payload here, or is it something else? Because if it's something else, what if Luck in the Chamber is coming back? You know,
Oh,
what if there's a perk where you get a energy shotgun kill? Because that Guardian is wearing.
oh, right.
He's got Whisper Worm on his back. He's got the Ikelos shotgun, and then he 3-taps him. What if there's a new perk that says get a kill with your Ikelos and you get a buff? And they purposely had the HUD off so you can't see anything.
Yeah.
So you're like, I
that.
see what you're doing there, but we'll find out soon. You know,
I
do
know
wanna-
by showing a hand cannon that is shooting 3 times.
They knew
and killing
exactly what they were
someone.
doing.
Yeah,
do hope,
definitely.
Not only that, but a dev tweeted out, I can't remember if it was Dylan Damage or somebody else, but they were like, did you see how many taps were on that how many taps did you see, I think was what he said, and quoted that video. And it's like very obvious, heavy-handed. And I'm kind of thinking, Mesa, if it is just a perk that allows it to do that, the Destiny community might be a little upset if it's just a perk, you know? I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it brings us back to the days, and I still could never get an Iance Luna God roll. I mean, I had a God roll Lord High Fixer, but if it means me wanting to play the game more and more to try to get a hand cannon and do something like that, that brings people to log in every day to do their daily bounties, to do their daily milestones, or they're switching the name to challenges now. But anything to bring people for a reason to log in every day to chase something, I think is a good thing.
Yeah, for sure. Even just the example Triton just gave of you were disgruntled about the orbs thing, but at the same time you were like, man, everything they added, these Redux missions is great. The armor grind is great. And so you've got that back and forth of, the grind, but, this is fun and I'm having fun playing the game and there's something to grind for, you know?
Yeah,
so
yeah,
that is
definitely.
great.
Well, real quick, one of you guys, as we were talking about, mentioned that the guy was carrying the Whisper and the Ikelos shotgun.
Yeah.
So that takes me to a question from Twitter that I thought was a really, really cool question from Matt Grundy. This is for everybody, I guess. What is the better loadout? Fatebringer, Blackhammer, Gallarhorn, or Midnight Coup, Ikelos, Whisper? Ikelos shotgun, Whisper. If that is a thing.
I'd probably go with the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't have whispers.
First
I'm going
one.
with the first.
Yeah, also don't have whispers. So.
And
I
I'll
feel-
say this, because you don't have to punch something and then run up on the boss with Galahorn. You just point, shoot, click.
Yep.
It's like an old school.
But
like,
you don't have to with
sure.
Whisper.
No, you don't. But you
You're
can
ki- you're
do
kinda-
that with. You could do it with Black Hammer.
Yeah, but I mean, have you seen Blackhammer was really strong and you could shoot forever, but like it didn't do
Snipers
nearly
were
the
also
damage.
a lot better in D1 though too.
But it didn't do nearly the damage that the Whisper does now. Have you seen like some of the people like taking out Callus in like 5
Yeah.
seconds? I mean,
Oh, God,
that's
Totally.
This is the week right now. If you get the Whisper tomorrow, this is the week to do Eater of Worlds Prestige to get 400 drops. We wasted him in one phase within literally under a minute, not even using any supers. We literally just,
Sick.
because you have Prism. So what we do is we time it. We would take the shield down right before it hits solar, and then all you hear is Whisper Worms going off.
That's
Boom,
genius.
boom, boom, boom. And he was dead in 2 shakes of a lamb's tail from Pulp Fiction.
Yeah, man.
That's so good.
I dig it.
I definitely would say the Fatebringer, Blackhammer, Galahorn is definitely more iconic.
Yeah.
But as far as
Yeah, for
straight
sure.
power, it's close. It's really close,
Yeah.
man.
Well, can I bend the rules a little bit and
No,
say
nope.
I don't know where any of these weapons go, but Cade 6's gun, because they showed it off in the trailer and it had like Firefly on it, but also Outlaw. Or it looked like it had everything, basically Fatebringer, you know. So that gun plus Silicon Neuroma plus like a I don't know, like the Aquila shotgun or something, or maybe I don't know where things go. So either that or the rocket.
So you're
launcher,
just
you know,
you're
with
just
cluster
making shit
bombs.
up and not actually answering the question.
Yes,
Okay.
because I think
Just checking,
the
just checking.
Here's the point. Here's the point. The possibilities in D2, I think, are going to be more endless than they were in D1. Like you had this classic thing versus the ultimate thing,
Right.
potentially in Forsaken.
But the question was just these 3 guns or these 3 guns.
Oh, well, then the first one.
Okay. I know that was a
basically.
hard thing to grasp, but
Yeah, it's difficult for me to think in the box. So
I don't know,
come on.
man. It's really close. I couldn't pick one. I just have to quit.
You just give up.
I
You
just
shut
quit. I'm
off
just
the
gonna go play
console.
God of War.
Go back to God of War.
Oh my god.
Uninstall. Can't do it.
Triton, what do you think?
Oh, I picked the first one
Wow,
when Wilson and I were both like right on that.
That's right.
disappointed in
Same.
everybody.
Symbiotic.
Well, I
You
mean,
didn't
if
pick
I
any of them,
I
wait,
actually
did you
got a
pick any of them?
whisper, I maybe think about.
I
it.
don't have
I mean-
one, but I mean, I've seen like, for instance, just one thing. It does. How much headshot damage did like Black Spindle, Black Hammer, and all that do? It was like 460 something, right?
I could barely remember my phone
Yeah,
number.
how do you
want me to
remember
remember
that?
random
Right?
I don't
damage
know.
numbers
I don't
from
remember the
High,
exact
high
numbers.
impact,
Okay,
high impact
Dotto.
ones were 417, and then the really, really high tier ones were like still 4 something. Okay,
Let's just say
The-
a shit ton.
it was 4
Yeah,
something,
metric.
maybe around 500. The Whisper in PvP is doing like 850.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
I missed it when snipers used to do 420 to the head. That's right. You could have 420 tank scope. Like,
Well, the masterwork's gonna get boxed breathing.
Yes.
Will that body shot people? You think? There's no way that'll body.
No,
shot,
that's
you think?
that's crit damage.
Yeah,
Oh, it's crit. Oh,
It's-
okay, gotcha.
Yeah, it's a crit multiple.
Doesn't
Basically
it?
Darcy.
Doesn't it body shot with a empowering rift now though? One
Yeah,
shot body.
I think it does.
I'm pretty sure it
Oh,
does.
wow.
Yo, hold on,
Ew.
talking about body shotting. Okay, when the
Not those
when
kind of
Black
body
Spindle-
shots when you were in Niagara.
No.
Final round.
No.
Speaking of
Back
body
in
shots, that's
D1.
at this party.
No, Z1 when Black Spindle first came out, and then light level was still a thing in trials, and I was
Oh,
like,
man.
you would never run into Black Spindle, and I got it really early on. I was literally one-shotting people through the body in Trials
Oh.
of Osiris, and it was so satisfying, and I was totally okay with being that guy. I just wanted to say that. Yeah, I'm a bad person. Okay, continue.
Well, you know, we might be able to do something like that soon because light level is supposed to matter.
See, that's- yeah.
Yeah, it's coming back.
In-
Yeah.
Isn't that
Not
And
in
I
everything.
kind-
Just Iron
I don't know.
Banner
I don't know in
Bro,
what.
I
think
think
it
just
was
like
Brawl
endgame
that they
stuff, like Iron
Yeah, I
Banner.
can't remember.
Which
Banner.
Trials.
I'm okay about.
Yeah, Trials Iron Banner.
That will motivate me more to become buff again, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
So
To work out a little more.
Get swole,
Yeah,
hit
to
the
lift.
gym.
I just want to.
Exactly.
I just want to point out, since I just saw Wilson with his vape machine thing.
My vapor
Um,
grind.
Yeah, that when we first like the first 2 people that came into the call when I started it this evening were Lego and Wilson, and we're just like getting prepped, and Lego goes, "Man," he was like, "I don't know how you do it, but like your camera always looks like it has this really awesome filter on it. I wish mine was like that." And I was like, "Well, Lego, I think that's just a lot of smoke floating around in his room." And he was like, "Oh yeah, I think you're right."
Oh yeah.
It's a natural filter. It's organic.
That's fun.
Good tip for all the photographers out there.
Just smoke a lot.
There is some more stuff after that part of the TWAB after the video, which is August 7th, whenever they're gonna do their stream. So watch out for that.
Yeah, that's what, Tuesday?
I think. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so. Yeah, Tuesday at 10 a.m. PT. After that video, they always have their support article there, and there is something that I pulled out of it that I thought was pretty interesting, and it had to do with the orb generation, because whenever we first started playing Solstice of Heroes, anyone I was playing with, I was like, how do I get the orbs that I want? Like, I'm using a kinetic, and all of a sudden there's an orb, and I'm using an energy, but it's not giving me the orbs all the time. What's the logic behind these orbs? I can't figure out. It was driving me crazy, and everyone was like, I don't know, it's this. Everyone is throwing out different theories about what it is, and finally in this thing they say, okay, energy weapons, it's based off of your energy, your power, and your subclass super, but it's also kind of random, and your kinetic can do it too. And you're like, why do we need RNG in this part of the game? Like, we have it everywhere else. And it's just crazy that they put RNG into the orb generation. So I don't know. I just want to throw that out there, that if it's confusing for anyone else out there, yes, there is no logic to this, that you just get orbs. I don't know.
Yeah.
I like orbs.
You're not going to once you
You're
get
not
out of
going
God of
to.
War, Hove.
Wow.
Some of them go faster than others. Anyone notice that? Like, I feel like the ones you do in strikes, because you have to do it in strikes, I feel like they're a little bit more generous.
Yes.
I started at like
Yep.
0%, for Arc for the Hunter on the regular Arc ones and the Strike ones. Did the Pyramidium for a while and got the Strike Arc ones done like immediately and was at like 70% for the other one. And
wow, there was a couple missions where I was getting nothing, no orbs, and I heard I was playing with Gunga and Unreal, and they're like, "Oh my god, all these orbs!" I'm just like, "Heh."
Feeling left out.
There is a glitch where the orbs don't show up too, so maybe that was Mana's.
Oh, that's a thing.
That's a thing, I think.
It was the tank mission. Unreal was in the tank. He's like, "Dude, I'm making so many orbs," and Gunga's just like, "Yeah, there's orbs everywhere." I'm just like, I found like one.
Man, is that kid at the end of the Easter egg hunt that had one egg in his basket?
Yeah.
Standing in the corner crying. Like,
they told me to look over there. All the eggs are over here.
yeah,
one of those.
Bad, man.
Feels real bad.
Well, that's about it for the TWAB. Did y'all have anything else with Solstice of Heroes that y'all wanted to throw out there? Anything that y'all are heated about or excited about for the future of this? Anything you got your eyes on for? There's no really weapons, but there's a lot of armor stuff or bounties you're trying to get done. I finally hit Strikes level 50. I'm not a big PvEer, so that was like huge accomplishment, and it was all because of Wilson and me grinding for that silicone neuroma way back in the day.
I was gonna say I did so much grinding for all these weapons that within 5 minutes of Warmind I was already rank 50, and I still.
Oh my god!
Now I have 2,500 saved up, so it's kind of bittersweet. Like I kind of just want to like delete that entire stack, like just go to the Tower Club and like just make it rain Vanguard tokens everywhere. Drinks are on me, boys.
Nice.
Totally off topic, but do you know what else I did this week?
God,
I don't want to know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I pre-ordered the limited edition Spider-Man PS4 Pro.
Oh,
I thought you were gonna say you pre-ordered the. I'm sorry to interrupt you, and this is slightly off your topic. I pre-ordered, so I did the digital collector's edition for Forsaken.
Forsaken, yeah.
And I held off for the longest time because I'm like, yo, GameStop's gonna drop a juicy physical copy. You know what I mean? And as I ordered Forsaken like a week ago. Yeah, and then GameStop comes in with their Molotov cocktail, and they got like this Cade 6 figurine and stuff. So Sam's like, all right, we got to get it. So now I pre-ordered a physical version as well. So
nice.
I don't know. Maybe we'll have some more stuff to give away. Maybe
so.
I'm not giving away my Spider-Man PS4 Pro.
We'll see about that.
That's disappointing.
I've never been so excited about.
I do wish the
anything.
controller's red, like the red and white. I wish they had something on the handles there, Spider-Man themed. I know like some of the other bundles did.
Yeah.
It's a really slick looking one, and I'm debating it too because I really just like the logo on the top of the PlayStation. I just wish the controller had something like the Star Wars one has light and dark side on the handles. I don't know. Maybe I'm.
It's like when Destiny 2 came out with its PS4 Pro. Didn't they have just like a white one and that there was nothing on it? And you're like, what happened to the Destiny 1 one that had like the gold stuff on it and everything?
All trim and all the lining on it.
I couldn't pass it up though because you guys know how excited I've been about Spider-Man. And it's the same price as just the PS4 Pro, but it comes with the digital deluxe edition it comes with a physical copy of the game, but also all the digital pre-order bonuses.
Wow. So it's like an $80 edition.
Yeah, and
that's good.
I keep every time I want to play something new, I have to delete shit off of my PlayStation because I have like OG launch day PS4, and I'm
the 500 gig.
Yeah.
Dude, I had to upgrade mine, and now it's amazing. I spent like an entire 2 days re-downloading everything, but it was so much worth. Because like PS4 has this weird thing to where you can have like 40 gigs, but then you still have to free up space in order to download a game, and it drives me insane.
Yeah.
Needs like a buffer space.
I'm sorry for completely changing the subject off of anything Destiny related.
No, it got me thinking about it again. And then like Wilson to the GameStop pre-order. So when you order that $100 edition with like the Cade stash and everything else, you get the annual pass in that as well, right?
I think so. I hope it comes with.
I mean, you should definitely get it because I have the $80.
I don't think that's what he was asking about.
It's like no, I'm just saying. Like I hope that all that stuff's in there because I think that's gonna be Sam's. Because I imagine they'll just give you like a download voucher for that.
Yeah, I would think
it's
so.
gonna be the base Destiny 2 vanilla not gonna have Warmind or Osiris. I think you're gonna have to already have that, and it's probably just gonna have like a voucher code. That's kind of what they did with Taken King.
There's
Did
a lot
Taken
of
King
different
give you
versions.
the previous two? No, it didn't.
The Taken King did a physical one, and it was
Right.
basically the Destiny 1 base game, and people flip shit about it. So if you
Yeah.
brought in your Destiny 1 disc, they would give you like $20 towards the Taken King
Oh,
collector's
okay.
edition or whatever.
Quickly,
I don't even care, dude. Like the shrine to like Bungie back there Destiny needs to build. I'm just gonna I'm gonna build a house out of that shit someday. Watch, like.
Uni in
Oh,
chat
wow, son.
said she got it for Xbox. It's Vanilla, Curse of Osiris, Warmind, and Forsaken. No annual pass.
Good enough.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good enough.
Good to
I just want
know.
the goods,
And
man. I want the
Wendler-
physical stuff.
Wendler, as usual, couldn't help himself from also saying that, even though 4 other people already said it. Thank you, Wendler.
Nice.
Well, I think that has been it for REZOcast episode 96. Mesa Sean, thank you again so much for
Yeah,
coming
thanks,
on. We
man.
really appreciate
Yes,
you.
man.
Oh, guys, thanks for having me on, man. And let's do this again, maybe sometime end of September after Forsaken hits, man.
Yeah,
Definitely-
we got to
definitely
digest
down
some
for that.
stuff.
Yeah, we're gonna be grinding. Definitely, it's gonna be a good year. The end of 2018 into 2019. I think is gonna be a really, really fun time to be part of this community. I think.
Yeah.
I agree. man.
Nice. Well, where can people find you on the interwebs, Mesa?
On the interwebs, you can find me at Mesa Sean on YouTube, Mesa Sean on Twitter, and then also if you're on PS4 and you need to find a fire team for anything, I have a Destiny PS4 Facebook community, and
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of Facebook myself, but it's up to 70,000 people, and my friend and I started it because we were doing a Killzone. We were part of a Killzone Shadowfall Facebook community, and they banned us because we were posting Destiny Alpha clips.
No way.
So we were like, fuck these guys. Let's make a Destiny one.
Great.
And it's a great place where, you're not LFGing looking at someone's PSN name, which is XX Yellow Swag Quick Scopa Zombie Killer XXX. It's a person with their face, and they could say, okay, I'm looking.
That's true.
I need 2 for a Nightfall, or trying to farm for a Catalyst or something, and people LFG on this community, and it's just Destiny PS4 Facebook community.
That's
Nice.
awesome. Yeah,
It's been around for a while. Like
I almost brought it up
it's really
too
good.
because that was a huge thing with whenever we had Tinks and Claw and some of
Yeah.
them, they all brought up the Facebook group,
I think
and so I
Hobie
meant
too,
to ask
right?
you about that. Hobie,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm a mod in it, but my account got banned because it's called Manigator, not a real name. So
What?
Oh my god!
Were you-
that Facebook account is banned.
Can't you do Mana for your first name, Gator for your second?
Yes, that's what I did. I tried, and people still
Yeah.
send complaints.
I had a buddy who Facebook messaged them and was like, if you can't prove that your name is 420 Dank Scope 69 like legally, then you can't be on Facebook with that name. Like they got to the
Wow.
point. Yeah.
Yep, I couldn't prove that my first name was Man and my last name was Gator, so I gave up. I think I made like 2 or 3 different accounts and just try to like. Hopefully
That's
they'll give up, because I was a little persistent. I was like, give up now. I'll keep on making them, but eventually I stopped making them. So I'm like, they win.
That's so funny.
That's so good. Well, yeah, y'all go check out that Facebook group. Check out Mesa Sean as well. And this has been Lego, aka Legole Flash. You can find me on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube at Lego LE Flash. Hove, where can they find you?
playing God of War. Lately, I've been in Niflheim. But you can
Niflheim.
also find me
What
right
district?
what District 9.
Nice.
Right here on twitch.tv/hove76. I might start streaming again in the near future. We shall see. Don't hold your breath, but maybe. And also twitter.com/hove76. I don't know who's next. Alpha Asian, 420 Wilson. You guys pick whoever wants to go next.
Oh, I thought you were just adding on to Alpha Asian 420.
Yeah, me too. I was like, who's he gonna pick? Is he gonna pick Mana?
I was like, wait, Wilson is the Alpha Asian now?
Like, is this
oh,
like when
this makes
Voltron
sense.
connects together?
Didn't see that
like...
one coming.
Well, you can find me playing Pokemon Go
Ugh.
and playing Destiny 2. But if you want to tweet at me and you also like Destiny 2 and Pokemon Go, you can find me on Twitter at Ryu Wilson. That's RYU Wilson. Bless you, Ho.
Thank you.
Bless you.
Thank you.
You are very blessed. What about you, Alpha Asian? Where can they find you at?
Wait, which one's
Oh,
Alpha
so
Asian?
I think he like left it up so that one
Yeah,
of us would.
that's-
cut
He
it.
did. He wanted you to.
That's the rule, man.
Right now.
You so smart, dude.
Well, it is good to be back. I'm glad to see that things haven't changed because, Hove is still the Judge Joe Brown to Lego's Judge Judy, so that worked out nicely. And you can find me on Twitter at TritonPlz, all one word, the please being PLZ. I don't know if I'll be streaming or doing any YouTube, but yeah, that's where you can find me. And how about you, man? I guess you're now last.
I'm offended.
that
I am offended right now. You leave me, and then you come back and take your. Disrespect. Well, you can find me at the Manigator on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube. Mostly the first two, not much of the third one, and
On Facebook.
not on Facebook anymore. It's been like 2 years since I attempted Manigator on Facebook. They got me good there, but yeah, mainly Twitch. I stream every day. Twitter, I rage tweet every day. So other than that, let's see. No one's behind me. You already got Mesa. This is weird.
Yeah.
What do I say now?
He's like, what do I do?
What do I
You
do?
just stop.
You can find more about Team Resolute at Team Resolute on Twitter. We got a full Team Resolute crew tonight, so that was really fun. And you can find more about REZOcast at REZOcast on Twitter as well. Feel free to leave us a review on iTunes. I know it's super frustrating to get to in the podcast app, but we really appreciate any reviews there or comments on YouTube.
Now there's a reason to.
Yeah, now there's a reason to. So if you figured out the words that we inserted, I almost said penetrated, but that doesn't make any sense, tonight, you can let us know in a review or a comment on YouTube, and you will win a beautiful little Cade 6.
You have to get them all.
Nice.
Yeah, which would be impressive. Wow.
We'll keep doing it, though. If no one gets it this week, we're going to keep doing it.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And also, thank you, Blue Microphones and Headphones, for sponsoring this podcast. That is who we are sponsored by. And we'll be doing more giveaways next month. We had that one go off last month. That was amazing. So we're really excited to do that again soon. And I think that's it. So until next time, guys, GG.
Bye.
GG.
GG.
Bye.
Riri.